Hey, this is an intermission between before starting my next video series, which is going to be on Carl Baugh's Creation in the 21st Century, his video on insects, which should be a lot of fun. I was going to do it for the Ponage Olympics, but I ran out of time. So, but this video, I wasn't going to do it, but I'll also explain why I am. I had a comment exchange about a week ago with a YouTube user called McFuckNugget. Link down below to his channel. I think that's his name. And, we went back and forth a couple of times before I realized that I was communicating with a loser. And by loser, I don't mean loser in the general sense. I mean loser in the specific internet YouTube sense as outlined by Miss Pac-Man in her video, which if you haven't seen her video on haters versus losers, it linked down below. Stop this seriously, stop this video, watch her video, and then come back to this video, because I'm referring to the specific terms that she defines extremely well in her video. When I say he's a loser, I'm meaning in that sense. But anyway, so we had this comment exchange, and I was done with it. I wasn't going to keep on. I realized when I was doing this that this was going to go on forever, and I wasn't going to play anymore, so I stopped. And then yesterday, somebody made a comment on his channel page about what an idiot he is for what he said to me on my channel page, and I looked at that. I saw the comment, and I was like, well, that's interesting. So I went to his channel and saw that McFuckNugget had left a comment there, basically saying that I'll probably end up reading it, but down the road, essentially saying that I deserved everything I got, that I'm a loser and a whatever, which to me was just like saying, it's kind of like picking a scab. It's like, oh, I see. So you're not fucking done with this. If you're not done with this, and as a internet loser, and as Miss Pac-Man defined it, you're looking for attention, I'm gonna fucking get you some attention. All right? Let's turn a spotlight on you. Okay? Now I'm gonna go through this. All right, so this is the comment that McFuckNugget left on my channel page. Okay, my first interaction with this guy, right out of nowhere, just completely never heard of him before, never saw his channel, never saw his videos, whatever. First interaction with him, he writes this: "Dude, you're an idiot. You absolutely wasted your time making 20 videos to respond to some religious person who doesn't accept evolution. You have to be a moron if you think that you're going to change that person's mind. So unless you really think you're changing his mind, you're just making those videos for the sake of going yada yada yada. Look how much of an idiot he is. Yes, he is an idiot. Who gives a fuck? Get a life." All right, now let's dissect that little fucking comment. First of all, I don't think Russ Miller is an idiot. In fact, if I call him an idiot, I call him all kinds of names. I do that. But I don't for a second, and I expressed this in the series, that I don't think he's an idiot at all. I think he's a deceptive little lying shit. All right? I think he's a liar. And what I do throughout the series, if you paid attention to them, would be, you see that I show the quotes that he makes, the specific things he says, and this evolutionist says, and he quotes them. I got the original sources for those quotes, and I show that he deleted words that completely changed the meaning, i.e., he's taking what good, hardworking scientists are saying and changing the words to make them say something else. Most of that video series is me refuting those comments, exposing him as a fraud, exposing him as a liar, not calling him an idiot. So, right there. Okay. I don't think I'm going to change his mind. And I responded in a comment back to you with this exact same point. When I respond to most of these creationists, I'm not really responding to them. I'm responding to their audience. I'm responding to people who may be fence-sitting. I'm responding to people who may be looking at their video, and there's my fucking smiling face in the sidebar as a related video, addressing the arguments they're making. So people know that when these guys say something, when they say there's no transitional fossils, I'm one of the voices, I'm not operating alone here. I'm one of the voices who are saying, no, look here, here's the evidence that this guy lied about. I'm providing that. I don't think of it as some noble service. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's important to be done. And McFuckNugget I'm not going to name names. I have one subscriber that I know of. I don't, maybe there's more. I know of one subscriber who came to my channel as a biblical literalist, 6-day creation, 6,000-year-old Earth, young Earth creationist, who at least claims that they now are a theistic evolutionist. They still are Christian. They still believe in God, but they believe that evolution is true, and they thank me. They credit me, my ponage videos on creationists, because they didn't know there was any argument against those things. Okay? They were raised not knowing. They were homeschooled. They didn't know that there were actually arguments to be made against creationism. They thought it was this, like, here's this belief with no support, and here's this giant body of scientific evidence supporting creation, because that's what they were told. They were insulated against that. And they credit me, and I felt good about myself, because at least one person learned something from my videos. Okay? I didn't destroy their faith. That's not my goal. I have a great deal of respect for theists. I'm not anti-theist in the slightest bit. So right there, one person. If my fucking time, the hours that I spend making the almost 400 videos I've now made, one person, if all I've done is change one person's mind, helped one person find some truth, then it's all worth it to me. All right? That's what it's about. That's part of being an educator. So fuck you. So I responded back to him, with in quotes, quoting him as saying to me, "Dude, you're an idiot." And I responded to him, "Fuck you. I don't make these videos for the respondent. These videos are aimed at those who might take these people seriously, and they are a great vehicle to expand on and teach some important concepts in evolution and biology. And 3, I enjoy making them." Which what I've gone through. And then I have his quote for me, "Get a life." And I responded, "I have a life, you little shit." Now, I take that thing about getting a life very seriously. I take it extremely seriously. Because, again, I have a life. I have a family. I've got a wife who loves me. I've got children who love me. They are my life. I've got my research. You can't see on the table on the other side of there is my microscope, my lab setup, my research, my work, all of that. I publish papers. That means something to me. I teach at a grade school. That means something to me. I write science curriculum. That means something to me. So when you tell me to get a life, you're dismissing all of the fucking things that I do. The things that I value. Okay? I take that really fucking personal. And you're a fucking undergraduate. No disrespect to undergraduates, but you don't know fuck all about the world. Okay? Yet. You'll get there. I assume. I hope. But as an undergraduate, fuck you for thinking you can talk down to me like that. Okay, now he responds back to that comment with well then, you go ahead and enjoy making your videos by all means, but educational videos are not chock full of ad hominems directed at the opposition to the material you're teaching or the arguments you're making. First of all, I know you're in college. I know you majored in philosophy or whatever the fuck. Ad hominem. Do you know what an ad hominem is? Ad hominem isn't calling somebody a name, all right? An ad hominem is a very specific attacking the person rather than the argument. The Russ Miller vids, and all of my ponage vids, in fact, I don't know that I've got a single one of them that's really involves ad hominems. I don't just say your argument. Oh, here's an example. All right, McFucknugget, all right? Your response to me, your first response to me, is wrong. You know why? Because you're a fucking little stupid-ass douchebag. That's why your argument's wrong. There. That's an ad hominem. Now, if I say, hey, McFucknugget, you're a stupid little douchebag. Your argument's wrong because here's why I do what I do. That's not an ad hominem, okay? Because I address the argument. In that series to Russ Miller, I go through his arguments one by one. I call him a lot of names. Yes, indeed I do, because it's funny. But the arguments, I address every single one of them. I go through with primary sources and show why they're wrong. So, again, apparently your education was wasted on you. And then you go on, and he goes on to say, and this nonsense about the videos being aimed at those who might take these people seriously is ridiculous, because the people who take creationists seriously are creationists. Bullshit. Okay? Again, bullshit. I have changed somebody's mind. I know people. I once was a young earth creationist who changed my mind. I learned. I heard information that was withheld from me, and I changed my mind. This was before the internet, of course. And I, again, back to the subscriber I have who claims to have changed their minds because of my videos. Okay? So, again, you're dismissing that, and fuck you for it. He goes on to say, and this whole idea of pwnage only strengthens my point about you making these videos not really for educational purposes, but to make fun of certain groups for being idiots. And your rather hostile reply to me as well confirms what I had concluded about you from the outset. My hostile response to him, you know, the one that I had already read, that was my hostile response to him, meaning I was supposed to be kind in my response to him, right? And so with that in mind, I wrote back to him, okay, I apologize for my rather hostile response to the guy who called me an idiot, a moron, and challenged me to get a life. You see? So he fucking throws sticks at me and then gets all fucking pissy about a hostile response back. You see what I'm saying? He's one of those people, you know, Godless Hayes has made a few videos, excellent videos about this subject, about certain people, some theists, in fact, who will make these, you're gonna burn in hell forever, and ha ha ha, and whatever. In other words, really really hate-filled things, and then be all shocked about, you said fuck to me, whatever. This whole idea of being able to sling shit at people and then suddenly play innocent and claim that you're merely stating the truth, or you're merely stating your mind, and look at you're responding hostilely to me. This is what this McFucknugget's doing here. He's suddenly, again, with the internet loser thing, as Miss Pac-Man outlined, he doesn't like the spotlight put on him. Okay, he doesn't like this. He doesn't want criticism. He can throw criticism out, and all of us are supposed to just ignore it politely, just look the other way, and go on with our lives while he slings shit. I don't play like that. All right, and then, okay, next response, McFucknugget says to me again, you need to get a life, or at least you need to if you invest all the time and energy required to make a series of 20 videos for the sake of illuminating the already apparent fact that creationists are stupid. Again, the point of those videos wasn't to illuminate that he's stupid. The point of that videos was to show where he's actually lying and twisting the words of scientists, some of which I have corresponded with via email, some of which I know. Okay? And you're an idiot if you think that any intelligent person will actually buy your nonsense when you purport to be making a series of education videos. Fucking a lot of people think I make education videos, okay? A lot of highly intelligent people, a lot of people with a fucking hell of a lot more education, and more importantly, education that's not wasted than you do, you fuck. And since moron roughly equals idiot, you're a moron too. Not in the sense that you are literally dim, but your disposition certainly is. Live and let live. Let the creationist babies have their bottles. Live and let live. Now, I addressed this in a comment back to him, and I'm going to expand on it a little more. All right. Okay, so I forwarded to him LOL, and then I forwarded a link to Miss Pac-Man's video on losers, because that's when I was going to realize, wait a second, I'm dealing with exactly what she was talking about. And he responded back, good vid, I agree mostly, but I don't think that makes me a loser by default because I gave a few perhaps long-winded critiques. If loser equals anyone who gives a long, drawn-out negative critique of someone else's ideas, thoughts, or whatever, then pretty much every literary intellectual in the university system fits that description, and so do a lot of scientists. So McFucknugget is comparing himself to, advanced degree literary critics and scientists, okay? I think you probably could predict where that's going to go.